Great thoughts only speak to a thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind, right? See, this is the thing, right? Great thoughts, they're great. Emily Bissell. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. They're great. They speak to the mind. They could only do so much because it's only a thought, right? But there's no action after the thought. It's an afterthought, right? That thought isn't like there's no strength behind it. It's a great foundation, maybe even a great start, but if you actually don't start or you don't act on it, then it's just there. It holds no value until you add value to it. It holds no value until you add value to it. Think about it like this. Nobody remembers thoughts. Nobody remembers somebody's thought process. Nobody remembers what they thought and they're like, oh, you know what? I think my thought thinks that, you know what? That would have been a good idea. Nobody thinks about that. It's the actions after those thoughts that people remember. Those are the actions that make an impact. Thoughts don't make an impact. Actions make an impact. But I will say thoughts is definitely the first part of making that impact, but the thought comes before the action. You gotta act on those thoughts. And I ain't talking about negative thoughts. I ain't talking about the bad thoughts that come into your mind or anything like that. I'm talking about these ideas that come into our mind that we know could do some big things, or maybe it's something that could definitely transcend into something big. But until we start putting some actions to it, we ain't ever going to get anywhere with it, because it's going to be in our noggin. It's going to be in our head. There's no action to bring it out of there and to put it into fruition and allow it to be something more than just a thought. So hopefully that kind of motivates you, like, you know what, I need to think about these thoughts a little bit more. I need to act on them. I need to put some action behind them to allow it to make some big impacts in my life. Cool. The best way to conquer your enemies, you probably ain't ready for this one, is to become friends with them. To become friends with them. Haven't you ever heard of the saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer? Anonymous. The best way to conquer your enemies is to make friends with them. The best way to conquer your enemies is to make friends with them. You probably all heard that. But that's true, though. You want to overcome your enemies, you got to become friends with them. Why? Because you know what? You need to know their thought process. You need to know more about them, a little bit more in depth of who they are, what they do, and why they do the things they do. And only at that point will you know how to navigate your life around them or through them or whatever it is. But you have to get to know them. If you don't know them, you're going to continue to lose to the enemy. The enemy is always going to have that one up on you because they have their thought process and the way they do things. You haven't figured it out. You probably ain't putting effort. So that's just going to keep going, and it's going to escalate to something worse. But if you start to become friends with them, kill them with kindness, right? Then you kind of start to understand the way that they move, the way that they navigate. So then you can kind of maneuver it in a way that you could kind of counter what they're doing, right? That's the only way that you're ever going to get to the point where you overcome their actions, their negativity. That's the only way you're going to conquer them. That's the only way you're going to conquer your enemy, is to become friends with them, get to know them in a little bit more in depth. Because if you don't know your enemy, then they got the one up on you. Maybe they don't know you, but they still got a one up on you because you don't know how to navigate. You don't know how to maneuver right. You just go and continue to get hit with blows and blows until you are done and you're out. So to be a champion, you got to believe in yourself when nobody else does. That's the hard part. Ooh, that's the hard part. To believe in yourself when nobody else. Sugar Ray Robinson. To be a champion, you have to believe in yourself when nobody else will. To be a champion, you have to believe in yourself when nobody else will. Does. See, that's where the start of all this really comes from, right? You want to be great at something, you want to continue to be something, you want to continue to do amazing things, you want to do amazing things. You got to believe in yourself. Even when the closest people to you, even when the ones that you thought would support you, when they don't believe in you, you got to believe in yourself, right? For me, I'm at a point in my life where my fiance, she believes in me. She believed in me from day one. But before my fiance, like friends or family or past relationships, did they believe in me? No. I knew they tried to say the right thing somewhat, but I knew their intentions weren't pure, right? They didn't believe in me. That's fine. I don't need people to believe in me. If I believe in myself, then that's good, right? And the reason I know they don't believe in me, I don't see them support, right? But it's okay. But the thing is, I believed in myself. You know what? I'll be honest. I put things on hold at one point because I was like, not fully in it. I didn't have the support, and until I was like, you know what, forget that, I'm gonna do me, and the support came with it, right? After that, so that's why I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need the support of other people. I don't need people to believe in me. I believe in myself. I'm going to be that champion that I believe I could be. I don't care about what other people are doing. I'm going to support family. I'm going to support friends. I'm going to support everyone. But y'all don't need to support me. That's totally fine. I'm not here for a pity party. I don't need you to support me if you don't want to support me, bro. So it's okay. I believe in myself. That's all that matters. And that's all that matters to you. Believe in yourself when nobody else does. I promise you, it's gonna be. So this one's for the ladies out there. Think like a queen. Because a queen is not afraid to fail, right? A queen is not afraid of failure. Oprah Winfrey. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Because failure is just a stepping stone to greatness, stepping stone to the next level, right? And this could relate to guys too, but I'm speaking directly to the ladies. You want to add value to yourself, right? You want to add value to who you are. You want to hold yourself to a higher standard, right? You're going to take some L's, I promise you. We all are going to take L's when we got to stand up for what we believe in, right? See, the definition of being a queen is seeing the value in yourself and living up to that value. Setting a standard for yourself and living up to that standard, right? Sometimes it's going to get in the way, and sometimes it's not, but you need to stand your ground. Sometimes you're still going to be navigating this world, being a queen, and you're going to come across some stumbling blocks. You're going to do some things that are not things that queens do, and it's fine. you're going to fail at times. But you need to realize that failure is only a stepping stone to the next level, stepping stone to greatness, right? So don't worry about failing. Fail as much as it happens. Just, it's okay to fail, because you're going to come out stronger after it. You're going to become, that value that you have for yourself is going to be even more valuable. Everything that you do, the failures, successes, everything is all the definition of who you are as a queen. And you being a queen is important, because you know what? I hear the term thrown around a lot, queen. Yo, queen. Hey, queen. I'm a queen. Whatever it is, right? But how many of those so-called queens are living up to the value and the standards of a queen? Right? See, that's what I'm saying. You know, we could say the terms, we could say the words, but if we don't add value to them, then it's just a word, it's just a saying, it's just a term. So you, as a queen, need to show and live up to that value, show and live up to that standard, and show why you're a queen and what it means to be a queen. Now that's the important part. Cool. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door, right? If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door, right? Because opportunity is not always going to knock. Opportunity ain't always going to. Milton Berle. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Find you. Sometimes you got to make your way. Sometimes you're going to have to make a way. You know, that's why it says if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Sometimes you got to create your opportunity. Sometimes you got to get out the comfort zone and maybe stumble across an opportunity. You got to build that door and go out sometimes. Opportunity ain't always going to be there to knock. You got to create that. And I know a lot of us, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to put in the work. We don't want to get out of our comfort zone. We don't want to go and search for these opportunities. But we have to. It's not always going to knock. And if you're waiting, you might get lucky and it might come right away. Maybe come in some due time, or maybe it's just going to take a long time. But the thing is, you can't just wait for opportunity and then be like, okay, you know what? What do I do now? What do I do now? There's no opportunities coming. How am I going to progress? How am I going to advance? How am I going to get and achieve my goals? How am I going to live my dreams if I'm waiting and opportunity don't come? That's why you gotta make that door. You gotta create that door. You gotta go out there and make those opportunities, create those opportunities, and know what? Or just network, go out there, start doing things, and know what, you will find opportunities along the way. But staying home and not doing anything, right? That's the thing. You got to go out there, create those opportunities, find those opportunities. They ain't always going to come knocking on your door. I hope that this episode motivates you in some type of way. I hope it encourages you in some type of way. And without further ado, I'm going to have to bid y'all adieu. It's your boy Sweet, and I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to it. And until next time,